Yuji Horii, yep. Akira Toriyama, who does all the art for like Dragon Ball Z, some other popular things. He does the art for these Dragon Quest games. He designs the characters and everything. So again, this is supposed to be one of the worst games in the series, but we'll see.
Number 6, Dragon Quest VI: Realms of Revelation, released for the Super Famicom in 1995. Dragon Quest VI is a traditional turn-based RPG featuring a class system in which the party of player characters can choose classes that dictate which spells and skills they learn, very similar to Dragon Quest III. After making it to All Trades Abbey, the player has the option to transition into one of several starter classes.
Amos wants to do a fighter.
Each class has 8 levels, which are gained by winning a specific number of battles. Advancing in level teaches a character new spells and skills, which are retained through any class changes. Some of the skills are useful in combat, while others are used for utility purposes outside of battle. Once a character has mastered a specific set of 2 to 3 starter classes, they can change into an advanced hybrid class that builds on the themes of the mastered basic classes. For example, mastering Warrior and Martial Artist unlocks the Gladiator class, which can lead to a character learning powerful physical attacks. Mastering several of the hybrid classes unlocks the incredibly strong Hero class. Some of the classes have special bonuses beyond stats, spells, and skills, such as the Merchant, who gives a small increase to the party's income after each battle, or the Sage, who receives a discount to the MP cost of spells. The player classes in this game include Warrior, Martial Artist, Mage, Priest, Dancer, Thief, Beastmaster, Merchant, Jester. Then there's the advanced classes, Magic Knight, Gladiator, Luminary, Paladin, Ranger, and Sage. There's also the single ultimate class, which is the Hero class, and there are 2 secret classes, Dragon and Liquid Metal Slime. New features from the 5th iteration include monster animations for when monsters attack you, a slime arena, and a best dresser contest.
3,000 gold to participate, damn. Yikes.
This title also features a bonus dungeon and other extras after completing the main storyline. Dragon Quest VI had a day and night system like some of the previous games, and certain story events only occur at night. The setting in Dragon Quest VI is fantasy, with monsters, knights, and castles. The setting is divided into 2 separate worlds, the real world and the dream world. The 2 worlds have separate but very similar maps. To traverse from one world to the other, the player has a few options. You could use these special warps, such as falling down wells that you find in towns, or riding magic beds straight into the dream world.
Sleep well. I think we're in the next world now. There he is. There's a kid that died. That's a great bed. Nice to meet you. I'm John. Thank you for getting the fragment of courage for me. In return, you can have this bed. I don't need it anymore. You can freely travel through the sky on it. What's up? What is that?
You can ascend or descend stairways on the world map, or fall through just these holes in the world map that lead from one world to the other. If a person or object that you were searching for is not found in the real world, you might be able to find them in the dream world, and vice versa. I read about this game before I played it, and I had learned that this is considered to be the dark horse of the series, and not really that good, but I found it surprisingly good, great even. Though my opinion is different from the consensus in the Dragon Quest fandom, I found this title to be much better than Dragon Quest V, which I found to be kind of mid, and I had listed it much earlier in my top games played this year. This game featured fun combat, and I really enjoyed the 2 separate worlds mechanic. I found that the NPCs were useful, and talking to them could guide a player where they're supposed to go, which is something that I look for in these old RPGs, and something I really like. this game featured just lots of post-game extras. I spent over 20 hours, I would say, doing the side content, unlocking the secret classes, looking for stuff, recruiting certain characters, grinding my characters up, and making sure they all unlock the hero class. The bonus dungeon itself actually had some stiff requirements where you had to have every single class, at least on one character, leveled up all the way to level 5 in order just to unlock that bonus dungeon. I found the class system was really rewarding, and that's really what drew me to this game and made me rank this game so high. I love the class system. I love class systems in general in games, but I really like the way that they did that here. The class system just felt really rewarding, and I spent a lot of time maxing everything out. That hero class was so badass, and it was really fun to unlock that for a bunch of my characters. I found that the class system, I would say, was kind of similar to the class system in Final Fantasy Tactics, which was one of my favorite games of all time, and one of my favorite RPG progression systems of all time. I don't think I would go as far as to say that the class system in this game was better than what Final Fantasy Tactics had to offer, but there were definitely some things that they did better. Like having that bonus dungeon have that stiff requirement. I really liked that. You had to explore every class, at least to some extent, to be able to unlock that final dungeon. It was a really cool thing, and I really enjoyed the final dungeon as well. It was fun. The final boss was really fun, and you get this extra special ending if you beat that secret final boss in the bonus dungeon, where he actually transports you and himself to the regular final boss of the storyline, and that secret bonus boss kills the storyline final boss in like this really cool boss versus boss battle that you get to watch. It was, I don't know, it was a pretty cool thing. It was unique. It wasn't something that they had to do, but I really liked it.
All right, this is the demon. Beanie. Oh no. Okay, big bang. Impossible to be beaten so easily. Your victory shows me your worth. What are all of you doing here? Oh, it brought us to the boss of the game. These people defeated me easily. What are you saying? You fool, I'll teach you.
I recommend this game. It's definitely worth checking out. I believe that the only version of this game that you could play in English normally is on the Nintendo DS, but I played the Super Famicom version. I used the fan translation, and I think it was worth doing. Check this game out if you like RPGs. You're not going to be let down.